south of the Netherlands, away from Amsterdam and Rotterdam, lies Eindhoven, a city of 410,000 inhabitants. Its atmosphere defined by electronics industry companies. Among them, the Philips Group, which was founded here and still has its research and development department in Eindhoven. Stefan Robbers released his first tracks on the label Jacks Up Beats, which has its home here, under various names such as Terrace, REC, Poltering Rhythm Tracks and Acid Junkies. In 1992, he founded his own label, Evolute Music, as a playground for abstract and modern music. English Mixmag magazine called Robbers Eindhoven's microchip Mozart. Stefan Robbers introduced his audio-visual interface MASE and talked about his Acid Junkies project.
We are here in a special experimental room, which I created for my project. And the project tries to answer a question. And the question is, will people on the dance floor enjoy music that's coming from multiple directions instead of from a stereo system? And for that we designed a system with hardware and software for DJs to be able to press buttons on it that will enable the sound to go around the room as they wish. The project is partly about technology and partly about experiencing music. And for the technology part, we have designed a special device, which is a combination of hardware and software. And it consists of sliders and buttons, which DJs or live acts can use to trigger movements around the room. To try that, we've set up a special room, this one, with 6 speakers, and each speaker can be addressed to separately. So if you have music playing, you can decide if you want the music coming from any direction you want, or you can decide that it moves around the room or goes from the back of the room to the front of the room, from left to right, even from up to down if the speaker system allows you to. The effects that people experience are, at least they're all enthusiastic about it, and they really think that it's something new that's being added towards dance music. But you have to be really careful what you do. For instance, if you have separate sounds, not complete music parts, but for instance just a bass drum or just a snare drum or a bass line, and you move them around the room, that's nice and that's not so intense. But if you do that with a complete musical piece, then people can get off balance as a result of that. You can compare it a little bit with the effects that a stroboscope or strange lighting can have on people with certain diseases, so they will get disturbances in their balancing of their ears and their heads. So you have to be careful with that. This project has been going on for 1.5 years now, and it will be finished by the end of October 2005, where we will do presentations in the venues for an audience, complete dance nights.
It's going. We is down among them, Charlie. Roger, you're weaving your way up the freeway. Can you give me a post-fine report, over?
Basically, all my work is around music, and it has 3 or 4 legs where I stand on. First, there is my label called Evolute Music. My other main project is called Acid Junkies. It's a techno project which I've been doing for a long time. My third leg is I work for a venue here in Eindhoven. That's the venue called Effenaar. I have a job now there to give the current audience of Eindhoven some more quality new music. At the moment I have 2 main projects. One is called Terrace, which is a melodical techno project that I do on my own label. And the other one is Acid Junkies. And we're now working on a surround DVD to release in 2006. Maybe one of the disadvantages of the name Acid Junkies is that people always associate it with the same type of music. But we've done 7 albums and none of them sounds the same. So we always move in a new direction with Acid Junkies as well. And sometimes we, of course, we grab back on our history and we take out the Tree of Trees and do that once in a while. And depends on the audience as well where you play for. Some of them really like that sound. And sometimes we just can't be bothered with it and we go in a completely different direction. For us, acid and techno music comes in waves. We have had periods where nobody was interested in it, and we have already seen many periods where there's interest is coming back. So if you talk about a revival, that just means that the wave this time is a little bit bigger than the last times, but it has never really disappeared from the scene, and that's because it's very powerful, inspirational music. It's not a temporary thing like, for instance, the more loop techno was over the past few years. People at a certain point are fed up with it, but it has no real quality that will make it come back again and again and again. And the unique sound of acid music will make it return over and over again, because it's a very musical sound. I think 3 of the most important songs for me are still Future with acid tracks. Obviously, that's the acid house anthem. It's a long track, but it's being played so much on the dance floor, and I've enjoyed myself so many times to it. That must be my favorite. And there's a Dutch track by Random Access, Give Your Body, which has a good combination of acid and more industrial approach, which was very inspiring. And there's also a track called Laurent X with Machines, and I just have very good memories of that. So that must be my top 3 in acid music. So if you're able to find those records anywhere, you should immediately buy them.